Hello and welcome to my GenAI lab evaluating mortgage refinancing based on opportunity cost. So for starters, there's data available via Excel and it's also in the instructions, but we will go ahead and upload that to Copilot and ask it our first question and perform the analysis, which is for each refinancing option, calculate the total interest paid over the life of the loan. Compare this to the total interest remaining on the current mortgage and present the results in a table. And you can see of our current mortgage and all the different options, it'll show us the total term, which is 360 months for most of them, except for the 25-year option C, the monthly payment, and then the total interest over the life of each loan. Next, we'll ask it to calculate the monthly savings for each option compared to the current mortgage payment and determine the break-even analysis, right? So at what month will we essentially recoup the closing costs or refinancing costs? So we see option C has the fastest break-even point at 17 months. But that's not quite the entire analysis, right? There's other things we can do with that cash sitting on the sidelines. So in this case, we'll say use the conservative index return of 7% and calculate the opportunity cost of each option. Assume the cash to close will be invested as a lump sum, and the monthly savings would also be invested monthly. So each month that we're saving money on our mortgage payment, we will be investing that. What is the future value of these investments after 10 years, the amount of time that we expect to stay in the house? And so now we can see option D has the greatest opportunity cost because of the large upfront cash amount. And then option C looks to be the best again because this cash to close is really low. And then we're also doing reasonable savings per month, which gets us to the lowest future value or opportunity cost future value that we're foregoing of investments. So now we're going to create a comprehensive comparison table showing each of the options, right? The total interest savings versus current mortgage, the break-even period in months, the net benefits after or including opportunity cost, and the net benefits including opportunity cost. And so now we can see visually via this table the net benefit, which we only have one that has a positive net benefit after 10 years to us of $73,794 on option C. So now we'd like to make a sensitivity table to see how this would change given different investment opportunity cost rates. So in the data, there's a high yield savings account, or we could use a more aggressive investing style. And so it's doing it for each of the different options, but we're mostly interested in C, which will show us the net benefit at different levels. So if we were investing at 4.5%, our net benefit is greater because we're foregoing less in opportunity cost versus the 9.5%, but we're still, in the green on both of these. And so now we'd like it to create a chart showing the various refinancing options or net position of the various refinancing options over time, and then label that. So hopefully we can get a visualization of what all we're looking at here. And so it takes a little bit longer when it's creating these charts, but here we go. Net position, as we can see, it all starts off a little bit in the negative, but seemingly gets worse over time for most of the options. And this is effectively showing over the first 10 years that our opportunity cost is greater than our benefit. How would the analysis change if we could deduct mortgage interest, right? Another component of home ownership is you can deduct the interest on your home. And so if that's at a 22% marginal rate, how does this change? And so we could see there's some slight benefit changes. Its advantage drops significantly on option C. Again, that's the only one that has a net benefit that you would reasonably consider here. And so finally, we will output the prompts I gave in Microsoft Word via this title. And that's it. There's a series of questions to follow all the lists up. Thank you for watching.